Padang, the capital of West Sumatra province, has a rich and long history that reflects the journey of civilization, struggle, and social dynamics, involving various cultural and political influences. As a major port on the west coast of Sumatra, Padang has played an important role in Indonesia's history, from the era of great kingdoms, colonization, to the struggle for independence. Early period and Islamic kingdoms. In its early days, Padang was known as an important port on the west coast of Sumatra. In the 16th century, this area began to develop as a trade center. Although Padang as a modern city was only established in the 18th century, the region had long been inhabited by the Minangkabau people, who already had a strong culture and traditions, including their matrilineal system of governance. By the 17th century, Padang became one of the key ports linked to international trade routes. Islam began to spread to this region through trade, especially from Arab and Gujarati merchants. Islam later grew rapidly throughout Minangkabau, and Padang became part of the important Islamic trade network in Southeast Asia. Colonialism and Padang's role in trade. In the 18th century, the Dutch began to establish control over Sumatra, including Padang. The city became the Dutch's primary port, dominating the trade of spices and other commodities. The Dutch established several key facilities, such as ports and forts, which supported their trade routes. Padang also became an important administrative and economic center for the Dutch in West Sumatra. As a rapidly developing trade city, Padang also faced various social challenges, including resistance from the local population, who were not pleased with colonial rule, Padri War, and Padang as a center of resistance. In the early 19th century, the Padri War 1803-1837 broke out, a major conflict in Minangkabau between the Padri group, which sought to enforce stricter Islamic laws, and the Adat traditional group. Although the war took place outside the city of Padang, its effects were directly felt by the city, which became a strategic point for the Dutch to reinforce their power. Padang became the headquarters for the Dutch as they sought to defeat the Padri group. After the war ended, Padang was increasingly controlled by the Dutch, and the city became an important administrative center in their rule over West Sumatra. Japanese occupation and Indonesian independence. During World War II, Padang witnessed the Japanese occupation of Indonesia. Japan occupied Sumatra in 1940, and Padang became a key strategic point for them in their war efforts against the Allies in Southeast Asia. During the Japanese occupation, many people in Padang were involved in underground resistance against the colonizers, although their actions were limited and covert. After Japan's surrender in 1945, Indonesia declared its independence, and Padang was one of the cities involved in the struggle for independence. However, the Dutch attempted to reassert control over Indonesia, including Padang. On March 9, 1946, a major battle took place in Padang between Indonesian forces and the Dutch, known as the First Dutch Military Aggression. The city became a battleground and a symbol of the struggle for independence for the Minangkabau people, who fiercely defended their freedom. Post-independence Padang and its development after Indonesia gained independence, Padang underwent significant changes. The city developed into a center for government, trade, and culture in West Sumatra, the strong Minangkabau culture. The history of Padang is a story of struggle and resilience. From the days of the kingdom, Dutch colonization, resistance to Japanese occupation, to Indonesia's independence, Padang has played an important role in the nation's journey. The city continues to develop as a cultural, trade, and tourism hub, maintaining its rich Minangkabau traditions while adapting to the changing times. Padang is a reflection of the fighting spirit and hope that never fades in the face of the challenges of time.